I started with this company and it was fairly small. And over the years, we got this company growing. I mean, from 2, 3, 5 employees up to 15 employees nowadays. Everything was good. I mean, I can say that back then, for the first 2, 3 years, 4 years, it was an excellent company to work for. I mean, you feel appreciated. You feel good working for them. I feel 100% positive working for them until management started to change.
Pay was taken away from us without permission, without a order from a court. It was just withheld from us. We were looking for ways to go around that and get what we were supposed to be getting paid, whether it was overtime pay, commission pay, or hourly pay.
They'll try to change this company policy, and they wouldn't give us straight answers on our paychecks, like, hey, I'm missing a couple $100, I'm missing, I mean, it wasn't 10, 12, 2, 3, $4. We're talking hundreds of dollars. You know, between 4, 5, 6, 8 employees, we're talking thousands every paycheck. So we start talking about among us, the employees at this company, who was out there for us to help us. We tried to face management with those charges, with those deductions on our paychecks, and they pretty much told us that they could do whatever they wanted to do. They were the owners of the company, and they can take as much money as they want. And it was a privilege for us to be working for this particular company.
That's really why we went to the union. We were looking for some fair and balanced treatment across the board for every single employee. And we think that we found that with the union, with IBEW 292.
We contact that union representative. We held meetings in a location, 2, 3 at a time. Eventually we got the entire unit, 8 of us. We sat down with this organizer, and we had a meeting, just employees without the organizer. It was just us who decided to organize and become a union shop.
We went to them and we signed cards. We had majority status, and from there we had an election.
Now at the beginning I had 8 card signing people who chose on their own free will to come to us and say, you guys represent us. We need somebody to work for our behalf. And we did that. The time the secret ballot election came up 45 days later, we had 5 union supporters that voted in favor of the union and 3 that voted against the union.
I'm very frustrated with the way the law works right now with the whole situation, because had we not had to wait so long just to have the election after everyone had signed the cards, I'm positive we would have had 100% with that. But a lot of people were turned away from the union with what they had been told by management.
Cards are signed authorizing a union to represent that employee group. Now a responsible employer will come to the bargaining table at that point and try to resolve issues. But employers who do not want unions involved with their labor will fight and use every tool available to them, from lying, intimidation, threatening, coercing, whatever is available to them to get that employee not to be union.
From the time that the union went in and presented the company with the cards and said that they had majority status and asked them to voluntarily recognize the union, the company refused to do that. And then one by one, each employee was pulled in by various managers.
Every other Friday, we'll have a meeting, and they'll talk about it. They'll say why the union was bad and how much money we could be making without the union.
Today, February 3rd, I'm down to 2 employees still at that company supporting the union. The other 3 people we had have been fired.
We won the election to bring the company to the bargaining table. I attended two negotiations meetings before I got fired. Day after we got a negotiations meeting, I got fired. I was 6 years and 10 months within the company when they fired me for mistakes and company policies that were never enforced. It was just company policy about timesheets that it was never enforced. We were evaluated by revenue, by production, by money bringing into the company. I perform 100% every single week, every single paycheck. I got results for the company. I was never, ever reprimanded for anything. Never a warning in my file. I got my own personal file from the company. It was never anything. I mean, my file is spotless clean. And out of the blue, one day I got a call at the end of the day, and right there, right at the office, the company president, the owner of the company, fired me right at the spot.
We won the election, and it's been a little over 7 months now, and we are nowhere near getting a contract. There's been a few negotiations, no more than one meeting, maybe once a month or once every 2 months, for very limited amounts of time. Most of them are, one was 16 minutes, and the negotiation meetings that we had up until recently had consisted of a lot of name calling, swearing, yelling, and then walking out of the room. There was no constructive building of a contract, bargaining, talking, trying to work anything out. It was just a lot of bashing, name calling, and then walking out of the room and saying, screw this crap, it's stupid. No. Our answer is no. One benefit to having the Employee Free Choice Act would be that with a possible another election coming up, we would be able to have arbitration, whether it be with federal mediation or forced arbitration with the company after a year's time.
And I'd rather have that contract than having company policies change every 24 hours just because the owner of the company feels like it.
Then we would certainly be sitting in a much better spot, because we're all pretty scared that we're going to be losing our jobs here come this next May if we have another election and the union is voted out, because the people that they have let go, they have rehired, friends of the company, friends of other employees or managers or owners at the company. And in this kind of terrible economy and trying to find a job is extremely hard.
There's no reason for them not to continue the management practices that they have been using, because there's no penalties.